Right, we are finally there. We are finally there successfully now. Okay. All right. Now let's visit trading view for our class for today. Someone has written this so many times. Can I use another tool apart from trading view? Is the best. Check your network. It has no issues. It's issues of not loading up sometimes, not a constant problem. So trading view is the best tool. Okay, me, I'm not going to start new journeys of other tools and start afresh. Now this one. I'll keep here. If it is not working for you, go and use the exchange. Me, I will not start another journey now. I'll keep your trading view. Okay. So basically, here we come, and I now trade in the 15 minutes time frame. That's where I'm doing my analysis. You are not going to see me again doing analysis in trying to see if I could catch up with the Royal Q. Now today, not more than ever before, we want to introduce a special indicator. Especially this indicator works best for people who are not good at drawing support and resistance. Okay? If you are not good at drawing support and resistance, I have an indicator that is going to help for you support and resistance. And this indicator is so good because Versa V, I'm also going to show you it was into this side and also use it the other side. I hope we are ready. Give me one in the chat if you are ready and we move. Give me one in the chat if you are ready and we move. Give me one in the chat if we are ready and we move. Give me one in the chat if you are ready and we move. Beautiful, fantastic. Now, the name of the indicator is called pivot points. Pivot points. That's the name of the indicator. Okay. Now, pivot points are vital price levels in technical analysis. They are vital price levels used in technical analysis to identify support and resistance. It helps traders spot the market pattern. So it helps a trader to know the pattern of the market. It is calculated. The pivot points are calculated using the previous day, the previous day's high, the previous day's low, and the previous day's close. So yesterday's highest price, yesterday's lowest price, and yesterday's closing price, to provide traders with crucial reference points in decision making. And how are these standard pivot points calculated? Okay, the standard pivot points, for example, for the exercise, let me create a blank board. For example, for exercise, if the high of Bitcoin yesterday was at $60,000 and the low of Bitcoin yesterday was at $58,000 and the close of Bitcoin yesterday was at $59,500. If we want to find the pivot point, the pivot point or PP, like we are going to see, will be the high plus the low plus the close divided by 3. So it will be 60,000 plus 58 plus 5,900 divided by 3, and we shall get a pivot point of 59.0.67. So this will be the pivot point. Now, these are just lines drawn. Am I still loud and clear? Am I still loud and clear? Let me know. Am I still loud and clear? Am I still loud and clear? Am I still loud and clear? Okay. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. All right. Now, they are just lines. Okay, this is the pivot, the center. So from the pivot above, we have resistance 1, we have resistance 2, we have resistance 3, and we have maybe resistance 4. Then from pivot below, we have support 1, we have support 2, we have support 3. Now, how is support 1 calculated? Support 1 is calculated using a formula which is 2 times pivot point minus height. Versus V, resistance 1, this one here, resistance 1, is calculated 2 times pivot point minus the lowest point. I may not finish all of them. But resistance to this one is calculated using pivot point plus in brackets the high minus the low. That's how this one is calculated. Now, we are not going to go into calculations. Why? Because the lines are going to be drawn for you. Me, I'm not going to go into all these calculations. But if you need them, I can spare some time and show you how they are developed. But what the third point, valuable insights in the market dynamics, are most effective in markets with a clear trend, a coin that has clear direction, whether it is on an uptrend or it is on a downtrend. With clear trends, defined support and resistance levels may be less reliable in a low volatility market. Do not use these ones in a coin that is very slow, that has low volatility. Now, how do we use the pivot point? Number 1, we use the pivot point called pivot breakout. Once the market, what is a pivot breakout? Once the market moves from, let me say, support 1, it will automatically go to the pivot. But once it breaks the pivot, then we are sure that the market will now continue to the resistance. So the pivot is usually a very important area. Then we have the pivot bounce. So once the market breaks this and bounces the pivot, then we are also sure that the market will continue to the resistance. Okay? Now, I want to go practical. You see me, I usually don't have much to teach. See, sometimes people come here, think they have come to a lecture. Me, I'm a lecturer, I don't have much to teach. I'm this kind of a lecturer. I don't have much to teach. So if you come to these classes thinking that me, I have a lot to teach you, sometimes I come here, me, I have very little to teach. So do not stay here saying that I am out. No. So I'm going to come here, then I'm going to go to Royal Chu. So here is the indicator. Why are they not okay? Indicators. Then we come here on technical indicators. Then we come here on technical indicators. When I was broke, no one was putting me in groups of introduction. But every day, 5, 6, 7 introductions, 10. What are people looking for? When I was broke, nobody would even say hi. We want to invite you to this wedding. Now I'm struggling, and they are over inviting me. Huh? Every day I open my WhatsApp. 10 introduction weddings, 30 introduction weddings. 30. You find your group, your WhatsApp is full of groups. I'm going to leave all of them today. Let them not come for my body. 30, 40. They start thanking you. No. This is unfair business. Even your phone starts freezing. Just a minute. I don't know why the indicators are not coming, but let me tap you on favorite. What's happening with TradingView these days? But we shall manage it through. We shall manage it through. We shall manage it through. Chai. You wonder why your phone is freezing. Too many messages. We are looking for the indicator. It is also looking for us. It is not accepting to appear. But I believe we shall. I don't know why TradingView is now these days not good enough, but it is one of the best. It is the best, by the way. I hope I need to. Let me change to a phone. Let me change to a phone. Let me change to a phone because we don't have time to wait. Now they need the money. The good thing, I do not give more than $30. So when you add me to your wedding group, just I have a policy. Not more than $30 is my policy. So when you make a wedding and you start saying, there is a boy called Kawanda Julius from Masaka, I will add him. Maybe he would give me 1,000. No matter which group you add him, I don't exceed $30. So I give it with one spirit. Now let me share my screen. The PC is not working, so we move to the phone. When you add me to your group, thinking that I'm going to give you money, I don't exceed $30. So you say there is a boy in Iloyochu, lo, he comes from Masaka. Let me add him. Maybe you'll give me 1,000. I don't get excited. $30. So this is a trading view, but on the phone. Can you see my screen? Let me double tap if you want to see a bigger view. Can you see my screen? I've changed to a phone so that we save time. Okay. I've taken long without using a phone, so you will bear with me. So now we are going to add in indicators. So to add on an indicators on your phone, you can tap, you need to come below here. You need to come below here. You tap on the plus sign here. You tap on the plus sign, then you tap on FX indicators. Then you come on technical. Then you write in the name of the indicator. So today we are looking at pivot points. So there will be many, but picking this one, pivot point standards. How do you pick an indicator? You tap on the star. You remove it from the menu by making it favorite. So you tap on pivot point standard. So when you tap on the star, you tap in the indicator once, not twice. Then the indicator will appear in your screen. Now, when the indicator appears in your screen, it will appear, if you are using a phone, it will appear here on the top. You see, it is pivot Fibonacci auto. Now let's tap on it, and then we tap on the setting icon. So on the settings, it will give us the pivot style or the type. If you are using Fibonacci, it is using Fibonacci numbers. Now, these pivot points, they were designed according to, can I call it the founder of the pivot. Some of them are traditional, that is the normal one. Another one is the Fibonacci. Another one is the Ude. Another one is the classic, the DM, the Camarilla. These are just names of people who came up with different strategies. For example, if I pick traditional, the appearance will be a little bit different when I use Woody. I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to go into types, but I would recommend tradition and Fibonacci. I'm just going to show you. Let's start with the tradition. Okay, these are the tradition. They have the pivot point, which is the center. The support 1, support 2, support 3, support 4, support 5, resistance 5, resistance 4, resistance 3, resistance 2, and resistance 1. So when we change from traditional to pivot, still we shall have the same. When we move from Fibonacci, still we shall have the same. When we move to classic, still we shall have the same. So these ones will not change, but what will change will be the appearance in the chart. Okay, so let's start with this. So we shall press OK. Okay, so here we want to see the use the daily values. Yes, the daily, because I told you the pivot point uses the previous day's close, the previous day's open, and sorry, the previous day's high, close, and low. Okay, now we want the labels to appear on the right. So let's press OK. Now these ones are the camera type. Okay, these are the camera type. Okay, these are the camera type. These are the camera type. I hope you can see. Those are of a divergence. People who started with divergences. Are we together? Can we see the power of a divergence? Those who started with me divergence take profits. But can you see what the divergence has done? Imagine we start to its high. From the divergence we drew, those of you who attended that class when I talked about the what's up? Those of you who started with me divergences, just for learning purposes, you have drawn the line above there. So I tap on this, so come down here, tap on the price range. Can you see what the divergence has done? If I joke with divergences, 160%. Those who started with me divergences, do you see? I talked about the RSI divergence. Have you seen what it has done? Have you seen what it has done? Now, who's this one? Can you see? The divergences are very strong. Once you find them, just be ready to smile. Okay? Just be ready to smile. Now, these are pivot points. These pivot points help you to see where the market is going. All right? They help you to see where the market is going. But on the type, I would recommend for you not to get confusion. Either use the traditional or the Fibonacci. As simple as that, you will not have issues. Now, this formula is very simple and easy to trade because it will draw for you areas where the market is being supported and where the market is being resisted. Okay? For example, if you want to use this indicator, I would recommend that, for example, I would draw a pivot line here. Black. Okay? Then I will draw a line here on the resistance here. And I'll change the color. I'll tap on the pencil. Then I change the color to red. That will be my resistance. Resistance 1. Then I will tap here to create resistance 2. Then I will tap here to create resistance 3. I'll remove this black line because so these are my resistance. Then I'll also draw support lines. So I'll put here on support 1. I'll change the color to help me differentiate that this is support. So I'll give it a green color. I also come here. If you want to trade well to avoid confusion, then after drawing your lines, remove the indicator. Have you understood that? Give me a yes in the chat. You counter draw. I don't know if I'm making sense. You draw the line. I don't know if I'm making sense. You draw the line where the indicator was giving you. I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. You draw the line where the indicator. Huh? I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. Just a minute. Let me find another trade. Then show you again. Then I'm going to take you to Royal Q. Then tomorrow, I do for you another last indicator. Okay, let me look for another coin. Okay, let me say this is the coin. Are we following? I tap on the plus sign. I tap on FX indicators, come here on favorite, write in the word pivot point. It appears. I tap on it once, it comes in my screen. Now this is the chart. Remember, we decided to say that our labels appear on the right. So I don't want someone to get confused. This is it here. So I will just go down a little bit, 15 minutes, to get a better insight. Are we together? Now, my labels are not these ones. They are on the right, on the extreme right. When these ones also want you to buy, they can disturb. So I'm now going to draw. One, I start with drawing a horizontal line at the pivot point. So I draw there the line. So now it is in green, which is okay. Now I draw my line at resistance 1, which is this one. Okay. Then I change the color to red to help me understand that the red line is the resistance. Then I draw my other line at resistance 2. Then I draw my other line at resistance 3. Good. Now I come to draw to support. Okay. So this is the pivot. Support 1 is this one. I draw the line. I change the color maybe to blue. Okay. Okay. I draw another line at resistance at support 2, which is here. Okay. Now I also draw another line at support 3, which is down here. Do not confuse them. You just need to widen your screen. So now I've finished. So I'll remove the indicator. Am I making sense to someone? Now I know the green line is the pivot, the red line is the resistance, and the blue line is the support. Give me a yes in the chat if I'm clear. Now, the appearances may be different depending on the time zone you choose to trade in. Now, can you see? There is a divergence here. I can see it with my naked eyes. Can we see? If I draw this here, let me show you divergence. I don't need it to be perfect, but I can see the divergence with my naked eyes. Where is the divergence? If we bring the trend line and we connect this lowest point to this, and then we connect this, also we come here and we connect this RSI to this one here. Can we see the divergence? Can we see the divergence? Can we see the divergence? So I can firmly calculate this coin and I say, if this is resistance and a green candle has formed below and closed above, I have more commonly move from there to there. Am I making sense to someone? Hello? Hello? Huh? Am I making sense? Give me one in the chat. Now, you are adding different areas. One, you are using the pivot point indicator to help you draw support and resistance. Now, this same thing is also just a minute. Just a minute. You can even be more confident, by the way. And go in 2/3 of your journey around here because of the divergence. But this same stuff that we have drawn here is in your royal queue. Let me see if I've made some. Okay. Now let me come here to Royal Q. How do you remove those indicators? Now, depending on the time zone you have chosen. Let me first answer this one. How do I remove the indicator? If this is the RSI, my brother Roger here, if this is the RSI and I want to remove it, what do? I tap on the indicator, then I tap on the delete. Have I answered you? I touch the indicator, then I tap on delete. Have I answered you? I touch the indicator, then I tap on delete. This is delete. This is settings. This is the eye. If I don't want to see it, I tap on the eye. It remains there, but I cannot see it. The eye. The eye. Now, depending on the time zone you have chosen, either 4 hours or either 2 hours, Royal Q down here has what we call pivot point. And we all see these are areas of entry and exit in the market on the time zone you have chosen. For example, we are in the 4-hour time zone, and down here we are in 15. Let me return to 4 hours. In the 4-hour time zone, the center of the market of the pivot point is this one. Am I communicating? It's Royal Q is using classic and Fibonacci. Now I'm going to differentiate for you what is classic and what is Fibonacci. You see, there are people who are in Royal Q. They say, me, I'll never join those technical classes. I will only join those of Royal Q. They think I don't teach both. People make me laugh. They think I only come here and I teach trading view. I'm very wise. So I'm gonna differentiate for you. Now we have 2 types. So you open a coin like this one, you choose a time zone. You decide to say, I want to go in for 4 hours, or I want to go in for 15 minutes. Then even down here, you change it to 15 minutes. Then you tap on pivot point. So it's going to give you. Am I making sense? Here we have resistance from resistance 1, resistance 3, support 1, support 3, and we have the pivot. In most cases, the pivot will, in most cases, be the same. Now, classic pivot points are popular technical analysis tools used by traders to identify potential support and resistance levels in the market. They are calculated using the previous day's high, low, and closing prices. Now, the pivot point, the pivot point, this is the main pivot point. It is calculated like we have discussed, the high plus the low plus the close. This one, it will be the same. Whether it is Fibonacci or whether it is classic, I'm just differentiating for you. I'm not going to go into how they are calculated. Are we learning? Are we learning? Now, I want to go to the gist of what brought me here in Royal Q. I want to go to the gist that what brought me here at Royal Q. Now, if when they are calculating the pivot point, whether it is classic or it is Fibonacci, it is the same. Okay, I hope that is clear. Whether it is the classic, the pivot point, I want you to focus on the pivot point. because the pivot point is very, very important. The rest that will change will be these ones. These ones will be the difference. These ones, resistance 1, these ones. That's where the difference will be. And the difference is that the Fibonacci numbers, I hope we discussed. Did we discuss Fibonacci before I cause confusion? Did we discuss Fibonacci and we talked about lines like 0.382, which is 38.2% line? We are 0.618 in percentage, which is 61.8 line. Did we discuss this? Then 1%, which is 100%. Did we discuss this? I want to make sure before I cause confusion. Before I cause confusion. Because now, the only difference between calculating Fibonacci numbers and the classic is here. For example, when they are calculating support 1, when they are calculating support 1 in classic, what they will say is simple. It will be 2 times pivot point minus high. Versa V, when they are calculating, support 1 using Fibonacci, they will say support 1 is the pivot bracket high minus low times 0.382. They will be using Fibonacci ratios to calculate support. They will be using Fibonacci levels to calculate resistance. For example, if they want to calculate resistance 1, they will say resistance 1, this one, how it is good, it is pivot, which is 1, pivot plus high in bracket minus low times 0.38. I'm going to post this onto the WhatsApp channel. So that's how here they will be using Fibonacci ratios 0.382, 0.618 to calculate support and resistance. That is the only difference. So the difference, why you see these results are not the same as these ones. The difference why you see these results are not the same as these ones is how they are calculated. Here, they use Fibonacci ratios. Here, they do not use Fibonacci ratios. Give me one in the chat if I'm trying to make things clear. Give me one in the chat if I'm... That's why the results here are different to these ones. Now, how do we use them? That's where I want to put my focus. For example, let's focus on ATM. What is the current price? The current price of ATM, look here, friends. The current price of ATM is at 1.774. If you have seen the current price, give me a 2 in the chat. I'm about to finish. If you have seen the current price, give me a 2 in the chat. The current price of ATM is 1.773. Now let's come here. We are in the 15 minutes, I believe. Now, I have a question. Is the current price above the pivot? Because we have seen it is 1.773. Is it above the pivot? You are going to make money in an easy way. Is it above the pivot? Now you is typing no. What is wrong? Let me take you back. The current price, look here, the current price of this coin is 1.774. When we come down here in 15 minutes and we look at the pivot is 1.720. The pivot, some people want me to do. So if the line is here and the coin is at 1.774, is it above the pivot? Some answers in the chat. Is it above the pivot? Give me a 5 in the chat if it is above. Give me a 1 if it is not. No. But at the same time, look here. Is it above resistance 1 on the Fibonacci? Give me a 2 in the chat. Because it is 1.774. Is it above resistance 1 on the Fibonacci? It means that if you had come on this coin and entered at the pivot point, you have now made profit. Am I clear? Now I'm going to show you how you set this. You are now in profit. Is it true? Give me a yes in the chat if it is true. Because you can use this to trade. Give me a yes in the chat if it is true. You are now in profit. You have made money. I'm simplifying the business. Look here. But now at the same time, although it is at 1.774, has it reached resistance 1 in the classic pivots? Has it reached resistance 1 in the classic pivots? It's above our pivot, heading to resistance 1. But has it reached resistance 1 on the classic pivots? Has it reached resistance 1 on the classic pivots? Not yet. Can we take this profit? Yes, we are going to come here, tap on create, martingale strategy board, follow closely, then tap on create, next. Now, this time round, instead of us setting a take profit percentage, are we following? Are we following? This time around, instead of us setting a take profit percentage, we are going to enter a take profit price. But I don't want to set a coin. Okay. But it will not buy now. See, now when you tap on a coin and then it says waiting for RSI, for example, when you tap on a coin saying waiting for RSI, here like this. So it means that go and go, because people come to my chart, tap here on trade setting, come here on advanced, remove the RSI and tap trigger price. Then you say, don't get annoyed. It is not buying it. It is not buying. Now, instead of us entering a take profit percentage, we are going to put in a price. We are going to tap here on sell. Let me put some USDT. We are going to tap here on sell. Okay, can you give me some 2 minutes? I put some USDT and we go practical. Can you give me some more 5 minutes? Let me know, give me a 2 so that I show you how this is done. Then you go and make money the whole day. Or we stop here. Or we stop here. Me, I'm okay. We can stop here. Me, I will go and do it in mine. If you say, don't take our time or end in now, it is okay. Okay. Let me load some USDT. Let me load some USDT. Someone may say, don't take our time. Me, I will go and do it in mine. Then I make money. Okay, let me put some USDT, although I did not want to calculate. Yeah, I did not want to implicate, but because of people's requests, let me load some USDT. Let me load some USDT. Yes, let me load some USDT so that just a minute. Let me load USDT on that account. Okay. A few minutes to get this done. Just a minute. I'm loading. I'm loading. I don't have USDT on that account that I'm trying to show you. So allow me just load some USDT. What I load, sing you praises. I'm so glad you are. Okay, just one more minute. Okay, I hope I'm safe now. Yes, I had to load some USDT. Just one more minute. One more minute. Blockchain confirmations now. Blockchain confirmations now. Blockchain confirmations now. Just blockchain confirmations and we are good to go. Okay. Just now blockchain confirmations. Just blockchain confirmations now. So one more minute. Now, someone I know is annoyed, but I don't control blockchain confirmations. Finally, I've loaded some $450. Yes, I've loaded around some $450 on my account. Hope it reflects. Okay, good. Yeah, implucalating is a very good word, my brother. Yeah, to implucalate is to make money. Yeah, so I've transacted. If you can see my 400 and $57 below, give me one in the chat so that now we can go and set up a trade. Okay, all right. Now we were dealing with a coin called ATM. We are dealing with a coin called ATM. Okay, and in the 15 minutes time frame, which we are using to trade. So it depends on your take profit. I also want to talk about that. So if I want a bigger, do you see? Let's go back above here. Why is the chart not chanting? Just a minute. I hope you see it is rolling. Oh, okay. Now I want in 15 minutes. All right. Now we see the current price is at 1.781, right? But the resistance one is at 1.791. Can you see the difference? We still have some little decimals, okay? So create. Next, activate. But this time around, abnormal execution. Okay. Now, this time around, we want our robot to buy at that price. So we are gonna be, but the money here is very little. Let me add in some more. At least some $50. Okay, at least 100. Don't do it at home. It's highly risky, especially people who sweat on coins. I'm not that caliber. So I'm gonna tap on sell under market price. Now, where there is market price, we are going to enter a certain price that we want our robot to sell, which is 1.791. We want it to sell 100%. Then we tap sure. We want it to sell at that price. Can you see? Can you see the order? Can you see? Give me a 2 in the chat if you see. Down here, there will be that take profit. But when the coin gets at that price, I want my robot to sell. Can I repeat it again? Now, I use the 15 minutes. If I want a bigger take profit, I can still come here and I go, let me say to 4 hours. The results will be different. Am I making sense to someone? The results will be different. Now, I change the technical indicator here to now 4-hour time frame. Then I come down here to pivot point. Can we see that there is a difference? Now here is at 1841, and here it is at 1848. Now which one is nearer? Which one is nearer? Which one is nearer? Is it Fibonacci or classic? Is it Fibonacci or classic? Now, I'm now in the 4 hours. I want a bigger take profit. So I will go in for 1.841 because my goal is to move out of the trade. So I'll just go back on the coin here on strategy on running. I still tap on sell. Okay. Since the coin has already bought, I tap on 100%. It is 100 because it has not yet bought more than 4. Then I enter here 1.841. Then I tap sure. Now, the other one will move away, and this will be my new take profit. So I'm now trading in the 4-hour time frame. If I want to reduce the time frame, I still just go back on the chart. Then I tap here. I go to 1 hour. Then I change to 1 hour here. Then I come here. 1 hour, I tap on pivot points. Can you see in 1 hour? It is 1.785. That is the pivot. Still in 1 hour, this is the pivot. Good. This is the same. So I will end on resistance 1. And when I tap on sell, now let us go for something higher. Let us go for resistance 2. Let me say I want to get out at resistance 2 in 1 hour time frame. And resistance 2. What is the figure on resistance 2? What is the figure on resistance 2? Oh, it had not yet picked up. It is now normal. The other time it had not yet picked up, it had remained there. So let me go for resistance 1, this one. Sorry, resistance, if I'm gonna go in for resistance 2 in 1 hour. Resistance 2 in 1 hour. 1.831 or 1.788. So I come on the coin. Am I making sense? Then I tap on sell. Where it is market price, I'll put 1.788. Then I put 100%. On top here, it will show me how much profit I will make. Give me a yes in the chat if you have seen that. That's what I wanted to show you. It will show me how much profit I will make. Am I making sense to someone? It will show me how much profit I will make. So if I press sure and I have a solid heart, don't do it. Don't do this if you don't have a solid heart. Because I know this coin is about to deliver. Can we see that it is about to hit my take profit? Because it's ending at 1.788. Can you see that it's about to deliver? Give me a 2 in the chat. If you don't have a solid heart, you are not my money, my heart, my intestine is going in the leg. Whoa, come and save me. No. Now me, I have a solid heart. If you don't have a solid heart, now me, I will just come in here, tap on buy, then I press in $116 that has been bought so far. Then I press sure. I want to, because it is going to sell very fast, I want to get some more money faster. But if your heart goes to the leg when you are trying such things, never do it. It is going to sell. You see? When it gets to 1.788, but also do not finish all your money. I still have more money for margin calls. But the reason why I can do this is because I've done some simple technical analysis. I have opened the coin. I've not just come out of gambling. I don't know if I'm making sense to someone. I've tapped on my pivot points and I have seen. And I am now, which time frame? Let me go to 15 minutes. Even if I come to 15 minutes, that will be resistance 2 in 15 minutes. That will be resistance 2 in 15 minutes. I'm a little bit safe. It's already, I have a question. The current price of this coin is 1.776. Okay? And when we tap here on resistance 1, do you see? Is the Fibonacci resistance above the current price? Some answers in the chat. The current price. Now what I'm teaching you is going to help you make money. The current price is at 1.779. But when I open the chart here in 15 minutes on pivot, we see that resistance 1 was already hit and the coin is planning to go to resistance 2. So it is already above. If you see, look here, the current price is above resistance 1 because it is at 1.77 something. It's above. So it is going to resistance 2. So when my coin will hit this price, my robot will sell. If you have understood, give me a yes in the chat. So I can set a coin looking at these figures. Let me say CKB is what? Is pumping. I've seen CKB is pumping here. So I come on my chart. CKB. It is down here, but it is rising. Then I look at it. I say there is money. Okay. Now I come here on pivot point. I look at my CKB very well. I first go back, look at current price, 0.18175. Then I see 0.1. Focus on the pivot. 0. What is the current price? 0.0180. 0.0180. Is it next to the pivot point? Is it above or it is below? Is it above or it is below? Give me some answers. It is above support. It is above support, but it has not yet reached the pivot. Is it clear? Give me a one in the chat if it is. I'm finishing my class. It is above support, going to pivot. There is business here. Never trade a coin that has reached resistance 3. Here you will go in floating loss. But it is above support. It is now going to pivot. So I can trade this coin. Let me trade. This is learning practice. Don't trade more than one coin with that capital. Give me one in the chat if I'm clear. So I can trade this coin. Create, I trade. Don't do it. Me, I'm teaching. Me, I'm a teacher. Please don't try this. If you are not teaching, you might even don't try it if you sweat plasma. People who trade plasma. So now it has bought. Now it has bought. I want to put in a selling price. So I'm going to come here and I put in 0.1. I don't know if I'm teaching or I'm speaking kwankwala. 0.18335. Now create. Next. It's already in. Now you see me, I surely I cannot take profit of $6. I'm an old man. Please don't try it. Don't try this at home. Don't try this at home. I'm an old man. I cannot take profit of $6. I'm very old. So I'm gonna put in the price here of the pivot 0.18335, although I'm teaching 100%. Point of order. The profit was too much. I got worried. 0.0. The profit was too much. I got worried. I was going to make $900 in profit. So I got worried. 0. That I had done a mistake. 0.018335. 100%. You see, it is going to show me how much profit I'm going to make. You see? Then I press sure. Immediately, when the current price will reach this price, my robot will sell. Are we learning? Are we learning? So when you find a coin that is moving from support to pivot, that is the best one. When you find a coin that has broken pivot to resistance 1, that is where the business is. Give me a 1 in the chat if my lesson has been very beneficial to you. Am I making the business hard or am I making the business simple? Am I making the business hard or am I making the business simple? Am I making the business hard or am I making the business simple? Because I'm making the business hard. This man. So once the coin is moving from support to pivot, that is very good for you. And once has closed above pivot going to resistance, that is very good for you. Okay, so if it is moving from support to pivot, very good. Even if you find it, for example, let's find a coin. For example, if I found this coin at support 3, it means that this coin is very good. I can put my take profit at pivot. Give me a yes in the chat. If I find this coin at support 3 down here, I can put my take profit at the pivot and I will make a lot of money. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I come look for a coin, for example, BNX. I come look at the coin, for example, BNX, 15 minutes, I tap on pivot. The current price of BNX is at 1.5, is at 1.5258. Then I look down, where is it? 1.5. This is, so it is, you see, it is above support, but it has not yet reached pivot. Business. Can we see that? Because the price, the current price, I know this is a hard lesson, the current price is 1.5251. But when you scroll down here, the pivot point is at 1.5546, which means that the coin is above support 1. Am I making sense? It's above support 1, either by Fibonacci or classic, heading to pivot. So I can enter at current price, then take my profit at the pivot point. Hello? Hello? Are we following? I can enter at current price, then take my profit at the pivot point. Are we following? You can enjoy. You find the coin, that coin will deliver. Let me find the beef. I look at the current price, but this one, the chart doesn't look well. Molife, don't run. Molife. Let me come to Pundex. Molife, don't run. Pundex, 15 minutes. What is the current price? So that's why I want you to have a trading book. That's why I want you to have a trading book. Okay, you have your trading book. I cannot switch on my camera. So I have my trading book here. So I say, I want to trade Pundex. What is the current price? 0.3824. Now I come here at pivot point. Then I first look at the pivot. The pivot point is at 0.3797. So already Pundex is above the pivot point at classic. So it is going to resistance. So the resistance price is 0.396. So I enter at current price because the price is above the pivot. It is heading to resistance. Am I making sense to someone? So I can decide to enter by classic, or I can decide to enter by Fibonacci. I enter at current price, then I put my take profit at these prices here. Have you understood? Did you know that I did not do any rehearsals? I did not do any rehearsal. I just woke up from my bed, said, God, give me knowledge. When you want to be successful, you need gifted men. Let me tell you, for you to be successful, you need gifted men. You need people who are gifted. You need gifted men if you want to be successful. You need gifted men. Huh? You can suffer in this world. You need people who are gifted. Margin calls will buy themselves. You are not the robot. Trade with margin calls. Do not trade without margin calls. You see, my coin has sold. CB Zundusi has sold. Now I go back again. CB has sold. I look at it again. Simple. I don't 15 minutes. I come here, look at my pivot point. What is the current price? What is the current price? I write CKB. What is the current price? I write the current price 0.018258. Then I come pivot. Where is the pivot point? What's the pivot? Then I write the pivot 0.018335. Oh, so it has not yet reached the pivot point. Okay, let me trade. Let me trade. Okay, start. Immediately, now. Don't even waste time. Buy now, okay. I'm an old man. I don't take profit with little things. I add in another $100 so that the profit will be significant. Then I put in my pivot point is my selling price. I write it very well, 0.1, 0.01835, 100%. I will make $1. Yes, it is enough. Then I tap sure. Once it now went down. It now went down back below my pivot point. But my pivot point is my selling price. Give me a yes in the chat if you are following. My pivot point is my selling price. I don't know if I'm making sense. My pivot point is my selling price. If it is going down well and good, let it buy more margin calls. My pivot point is my selling price. Once the market will reach my selling price, it will sell and I will make profit. Now, I know some people are asking me, can this help me to get out of floating loss? No. If you are in floating loss, open margin calls. Now, the other issue that you need to also work on. So my CKB is here. So even if it sells now, and the current price goes below my pivot point, will I continue to trade? Will I continue to trade? Will I continue to trade? Now there's someone who is here. I will see him in person. I will see him in person. Yes, I will. Spirit, I will. If it catches my pivot point and goes below it, you see, now I'm in profit. You see, now I'm in profit. But it has not yet reached my what? It has not yet reached my selling price. Once it will reach my selling price, where am I getting the selling price? I'm getting the selling price from the pivot point. So I open the chart. So if I'm very greedy, which I'm not, I can still look at this coin. Where is it? I can still look at this coin if I'm very greedy, which I'm not. If I'm very greedy, which I'm not, I'll still look at this coin. Let me say in 4 hours. You have started with me moving averages. Am I right? You have started with me moving averages. Am I right? You have started with me moving averages. Am I right? If you have started with me moving averages, am I right? Look here. 100 is down. 25 is here. And this is 7. Is this going on an uptrend or a downtrend? Some answers in the chat. Is this going on an uptrend or a downtrend? Some answers in the chat. Is this coin on an uptrend or a downtrend? Some answers in the chat. It's on an uptrend. Now, since I have my knowledge, I will come here, change from 15, I got 4 hours. I want more money. Then I look at the pivot point of 4 hours. I look at the pivot point of 4 hours. Let me change very well. 4 hours, CKB. The pivot point, the resistance one, because the pivot point is already there. The resistance one is at 0.020253 in the 4 hours. You see it here, I'm using classic because this one is below. I'm using classic. I don't need to sweat with this coin. I'll just come in here. I'll just come in here and change my selling price. Now I want more money. Am I making sense? Then I'll change my selling price to 0.020253. Then I say 100%. You see, I will make $13. Give me a yes in the chat if you see. I will make $13 from $100 if I can be patient for this coin to hit my resistance one. For the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. I can use $100 and make $13 using the knowledge that I'm teaching you. I'm showing you now. I just need to be patient with my coin. Now I know people don't want my Zoom to end, but I'm coming to the end of the class. But you see now, I can tap show. Hey, it has already sold me. Friends, it has already sold me. It has already sold me. Hey, now look, friends. It has already hit my pivot point. Because my pivot point, my pivot point but the coin is still, you see, the coin actually, now check, I'm in 9:15 minutes. It is now above my pivot point, but has it reached my resistance one? Has it reached my resistance one? Some answers in the chat. It is now above my pivot point, but has it reached resistance one? No. So that is my next take profit. Now I tap on create, Martingale strategy bot, create. I now have my next target. So I enter. Buy now, buy now, buy now. Good. I'm not a younger boy. I need good money. So I'll go in with more $100 to increase my risk appetite. Okay? $100 just to increase my risk appetite. Then what is my selling price? Pivot. It is 0.020160. Okay. All right. No problem. Okay, no problem. So I put sell price. I enter the price 0.020160. 100%. I will make $10. I'll make, so this is gonna be my selling price. But I need to be sure because it looks too much. I need to check again. Calm down. 15 minutes. Is it 15 minutes? Pivot point. Yes. Classic. 0.02160. Friends, am I simplifying the business? The amount you are adding? No. I have more money. I have more money. I have margin calls. You see, it is buying. How many of you see that it is buying margin calls? How many of you see that it's buying margin calls? I'm just putting in $100 so that it doesn't sell with 5. I have more money. I have more money, my sister, my brother. Increase your risk. It has bought 2 margin calls. And whenever it buys, it pushes the average price close at the current price. I'm in profit. I'm in profit again. And now this time round, I'm selling huge. And once it sells now, I will not come again. The strategy is already in. My strategy is already in all coins. I'm not, it is here. This is my strategy. My strategy is already in. I'm not entering it again. Yes, that amount, I just add it on my first buying amount. So that if it sells, I don't make little profit. It was just my goal. You say I'm an old man. It's very bad for me to make $5 profit of $5 as an old man. Me, it does it. So me, when it buys the first time, I add in some $100 that if it sells, I can make some profit. But I have more money to buy margin calls. If you have learned something today, give me a yes in the chat. These are the 2 coins that I'm trading. I cannot trade anymore because the money is now less. I have now $91. I cannot add in more coins. I just needed to wait for these ones to sell. It was just a teaching practice. I recommend you to trade 1 coin at a time. Don't trade so many. But how many of you have seen that using this strategy, it's going to be very easy for you to make money? If you can spend some time on your phone, you can provide instructions and make money consistently. Have we learned something today? Have we learned something today? Okay. And I think I have tried to simplify. I encourage you to attend these classes because, friends, I don't want to lie to you. I'm gifted. I know myself. Okay, I know myself. I'm gifted. Okay, I know myself. I'm gifted. So I have not talked about RSI. I have not talked about MACD. I don't know why you are getting confused. You see, when people learn a lot, they get confused. I have discussed one tool. I have used one tool. I don't know if I'm making sense. I've used only one tool here in your Royal Cube, and it is called the pivot points. They can be used as standalone indicators for technical analysis to find an entry in the market. And so my $136, I will earn a profit of how much? How many of you saw the profit I'm going to earn? $10. I'm going to earn $10. I'm going to earn $10. And I will wait for it until it will hit my resistance 1. And that's when my robot will sell. And I will take my $10 back home. Thank you so much for today's class. I hope it was beneficial and you were able to learn something. Now someone is asking how to sell coins. Are you okay? I've showed you how you enter the price. It's not you to sell the coin, my brother, my sister. It is the robot that will sell. I don't know why people, when they learn a lot, they get confused. It is here. It is not me. Am I making sense? Someone is asking. The training is on the YouTube channel. How to use pivot points. Have a nice day. I believe that's enough for today. Till we catch up again. Love you all and bye bye bye. People were telling me to repeat the class. Maybe